许多天赋，专门开着木栅，私人说美国散 this way， 一发飘进抹茶，冰淇淋里香气飘。Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today we're going to be doing another miracle knot. This hairstyle is still trending, and honestly, most people are looking for an affordable way to achieve this hairstyle. So my job is to bring that to you guys. So this is a freshly washed hair, again kinky. Let's get right into the video. Today we're going to be using my favorite jam to braid. It's right here, my ratte comb. And so yeah, so I started off by detangling her hair with some of the spray. I put it on my hands and now I am just finger detangling. Then I went in with the shine and jam. Now with this shine and jam, honestly, you don't have to worry about white residue. You don't have to worry about any flaking or anything, which is one of the reasons why I love using it. And it leaves the parting and the braids super neat. This hairstyle is very easy to achieve, and in today's video I am going to make sure I break it down so that anyone can follow along. So the first thing is to just perform the traditional plaits, which is dividing the hair into 3 sections. So you braid. What I'm doing in today's video is not waiting to the end to add the curls. What I do is midway, then I add the curls, so that way it doesn't look so off. So that is what I started doing. So you add the curls and braid a little more after your client's natural hair. So that is that. Now we have to remember that we are working with synthetic hair, so the less hair you use, the better. I also do like this particular hair that we used. Again, it can be found on Amazon. The first time that I did this braid, I used the featureless hair, but in today's video it is not featureless, so you could definitely check this out as well. So now after I'm done braiding a little bit past my client's hair, I will now go in and crochet some of the curls. Now when it comes to the curls, you want to at least divide the curls into tiny pieces, so that way when you are done crocheting all the curls in, it doesn't look so crazy, one, and it will not tangle fast, because we have to keep in mind that we are working with synthetic hair. You'll notice that when you use smaller pieces of the curling hair to crochet into the braids to give it that miracle knot effect, or I would say the boho braids effect, you will notice that it looks more natural and the knot itself is not so bulky, right? It kind of like hides in between the braids, and that's something that I notice. So try to pay attention to that. I also think that this hairstyle is a combination of 2 other hairstyles. I don't know the Africans in the room that remember that hairstyle called pick and drop, where you basically start braiding your hair, again with braiding hair, and then right after you braid past your natural hair a little bit, then you drop and tie the knot, and then you let the rest of the braiding hair fall, and you can choose to either curl the remaining portion of the braiding hair, or you could choose to just let everything be puffy. Some people can also argue that this is just like the boho braids. The only difference is that you wait to crochet in the curls after you're done with the traditional plait, and you just don't braid it all the way to the bottom. But all in all, this is a great hairstyle. I don't know how the name magic knot or miracle knots came about. I would really like to know why it is called what it is called. One of the most important parts of this hairstyle is definitely the partings, which is why it is very important for you guys to take your time and make sure that they are very neat. This time around, I also noticed that you can actually feed in braids using the curly hair earlier on, or if you feel like your hair is super thin, you could use a very tiny piece of braiding hair just to give the hair volume, so you don't have to wait all the way to the middle or to the end to fit in the curls. You can actually use braiding hair, which is probably what I will try to do in the next video to show you guys. As the video goes on, I am also going to show you guys slowly how to add in the curls, especially if you are using synthetic curls that do not have the feather, and I will also show you guys how to add the curling piece to the end of the hair. Now let's take a minute to talk about the pros and cons of using synthetic hair. I don't want you guys to think that using synthetic hair is the same as using the human hair. Definitely not, right? We know that there's definitely a difference. So number one, I do love the color of this particular hair that I used. It's also a little bit softer than the first one as well. But the only thing that I don't like is, but expected, I should say, is that it had a little tangle to it. So I would definitely advise you to take time to section out these curls, the ones that you're going to add, feed into your natural hair, and the ones that you're going to crochet in to give it that boho effect. But other than that, other than the fact that it tangled, it didn't have any smell. And if you follow my advice and use little pieces of curling hair, crochet them in, it will be easier for you to maintain. In my previous video, I also gave you guys tips on how to maintain the miracle knots, especially when using synthetic hair. So guys, feel free to check that out. If you want your miracle knots to last about a month, you should definitely watch that video. I would definitely add the link to where you can get this particular synthetic hair if you want to try it in the description box for you guys to check out. When it comes to the takedown process of this particular hairstyle, honestly, it can be very tricky because you have to remember that you added the curly hair to your natural hair. Now, if your hair was already long to begin with, you need to make sure that you cut below your natural hair, right? Make sure you do not cut like way too high that it's going to cut your natural hair. Cut below your natural hair, unravel gently, and detangle with a conditioner. Now, I always tell you guys, when you are undoing the box braids, the twist, the cornrow, make sure you are spraying it with either like a leave-in conditioner spray or a daily mist, so that way your hair does not break. You do not want to take out your hair when it is dry. Just as with any other protective style, you want to make sure that you are moisturizing your scalp. You want to make sure that your scalp is clean. You want to make sure that your scalp is actually getting attention as well as your hair. It needs hydration regardless of what protective style you have on. Now, on this channel, we also do a lot of DIYs, how to make your hair moisturizers, how to make your daily sprays, how to make sprays that will help you retain length. So also feel free to check out those DIYs if you are looking to grow your hair or retain length. When I got towards the front of the hair, I decided to focus on doing the single braids and feeding in the curls to the natural hair first, and then go back in and crochet the curls in. Honestly, this hairstyle is double the work if you think about it, because you are doing the single braids and then you are going in with the curls. I honestly do not recommend that route though, because somebody like me will definitely leave out at least 2 to 3 braids with no curls, because at that time you're already so tired that you might miss 1 or 2 braids. So I prefer after one roll you go in and insert your curls. And just one last thing to keep in mind is that this hairstyle would take a little bit more time than the other hairstyles because it has a lot of moving parts to it. Once you're done with the entire braiding process and crocheting the curls to the braids, the only thing left is to trim the curls to your desired taste, and that's about it. I really do hope that if you are thinking about trying this hairstyle, I would say go ahead and do so. If you are a beginner, you can definitely do this. I believe in you. We are finally at the end of today's video, and I am super excited because it looks so good. The partings are super neat, as you guys can see, which is what I told you. And if you notice as well, I did not pick her edges because, as I said, you have to leave the edges alone. But other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy this tutorial. Let me know in the comment section if you would like for me to do a video showing you guys the takedown process of this particular hairstyle. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.